Hello, welcome to the Freedom from Anger podcast. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. And here it is, New Year's Eve. I just thought I would drop in and say hello and wish everybody a wonderful start to the new year. I know many of us, we have our superstitions and traditions for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So I was looking around on the internet and found a really good article. It is from goodhousekeeping.com. It is 35 popular New Year's Eve traditions to start 2025 off on the right foot. It says get ready for your luckiest year ever. It was updated December 31st, 2024, and it was written by Marissa Lazcala. Okay. So I know everybody wants to ring in the New Year's listening to me talk and butcher foreign names. So I'll go ahead and get started here. It's a semi pretty long article, but not too bad. All right, so let's get started here. It says some holiday traditions are new and trendy, but when it comes to New Year's Eve traditions, a few traditions go way, way back. The history of New Year's actually dates back centuries. Historians estimate with origins in ancient Babylon. Obviously, traditions have come and gone in the 4,000 years since. But one thing is clear. We sure love making the end of the year and the beginning of another with a lot of ceremony and maybe a few New Year's superstitions too. For those looking for something new to do with their families, here are some New Year's Eve traditions from around the world. There are a lot that involve food, including what to eat to make a year more prosperous, to make revelers live longer, or to make 2025 a year of abundance. Others try to maximize luck and chasing away bad fortune by whatever means necessary, including buying lucky charms, performing certain rituals, and wearing certain clothes down to the underwear. There are a few that focus more on prognostication and looking for signs about the year to come, and there are more than one that involves pigs, so many pigs. Whether these are New Year's facts or just fun fictions, try one for size to get the year off to a lucky start. All right, now let's get into these New Year's traditions. Number one, probably the most iconic, watch something drop. One of the most famous ways to count down the last few seconds until the new year is by watching the famous ball drop in New York City's Times Square, a tradition that has been going on since 1907. This year, the ball, technically a geodesic sphere, is 12 feet in diameter, weighs 11,875 pounds, and is covered in 2,688 Waterford crystal triangles illuminated by 32,256 LEDs. While that's probably the biggest and most well-known of the holiday dropping objects, it's not the only one. Atlanta, Georgia has used a giant peach. Plymouth, Wisconsin hosts a big cheese drop. Kennett Square, Pennsylvania uses a great mushroom. And New Orleans drops a fleur-de-lis, formerly a big gumbo pot. Here in Nashville, we have a big music note that'll drop. It's probably one of the bigger celebrations in the country. That's probably 50,000 people downtown. No matter what symbol is used, it does make for a dramatic countdown. The second one here is actually a new one to me. My wife brought it up, and apparently we're going to do this. Eat 12 grapes. In Spain, the tradition is to eat one grape at each stroke of midnight. Hope everyone is quick to chew and swallow, since no one wants to start the new year with the Heimlich maneuver. Those who do it are promised good luck for the next year. If the rules are followed, eating one grape at each of midnight's 12 o'clock chimes guarantees you a lucky year. If, and only if, you simultaneously ruminate on their significance, according to Atlas Obscura. If you fail to finish your grapes by the time the clock stops chiming, you'll face misfortune in the new year. So we got some stakes to that one. All right. Next one, jump 7 waves. Spending New Year's Eve on the beach sounds nice in and of itself, but in Brazil, it's believed that your luck increases if you get in the surf and jump over 7 waves, one for each of the divine spirits of the Umbanda religion. I'm not sure. Revelers also get 1 wish for each wave, which is an added incentive to get into the water. Smash a plate. Breaking a dish any other day of the year, bad times. But in Denmark, smashing plates on New Year's Eve is par for the course. In one tradition, people go around breaking dishware on the doorsteps of their friends and family. The more shards there are in front of your home the next day, the luckier and more well-liked you are. That is, until it comes time to clean up all the broken remains. I kind of like that one, smashing plates. I tend to drop things from time to time, so maybe I'm lucky. Here we go. This is a new one that I'm not familiar with, which most of these are, but find a dream date. Mistletoe is most often associated with Christmas and smooching. But in Ireland, it plays an important role on New Year's Eve as well. There it's said that if someone puts a sprig of mistletoe or holly or ivy under their pillow on December 31st, they'll dream of their future partner. There are many reasons to stay up all night on New Year's Eve. This is a good one for those who are looking for a reason to go to bed. And I remember as a young kid going out into the woods and trying to find mistletoe. It's very difficult. But holly or ivy, pretty easy to come by. And if you're looking for a dream partner, then that might be for you. This one's pretty interesting. Decorate your front door. In Greece, it's customary to hang bundles of onions above their doors as a way of inviting in good luck. Why onions? To the Greeks, onions are symbols of prosperity because they sprout even when no one is paying attention to them. On New Year's Day, parents also wake up their children by gently bonking their kids on the head with the onions that were outside. It's a tradition with a lot of layers. My wife said she was going to hit me upside the head with an onion in the morning. But wear white. Millions of people gather along Brazil's beaches to celebrate the new year, and most of them are color coordinated. There, it's a tradition to wear white, a color that symbolizes good luck and peace, and one that makes for great matching photo ops. Here's a very popular one here in the South. Make Hoppin' John, or just black-eyed peas. The mix of black-eyed peas, pork, and rice is delicious no matter when you eat it, but the dish carries extra significance if it's eaten on January 1st, since many believe it'll bring luck, peace, and prosperity for the rest of the year. According to History.com, Hoppin' John was and still is often eaten with collard greens, no thank you, which can resemble paper money and golden cornbread. The peas themselves represent coins. Some families boost the potential of their Hoppin' John by placing a penny underneath the dishes or adding extra pork, which is thought to bring more luck. I'm not a huge black-eyed pea fan. Maybe with a lot of pork, other seasonings. Yeah. To me, it always tastes like dirt. Next one here. Jump into 2025. Revelers can sit, clink glasses, and let the new year wash over them. Or they can do what they do in Denmark, which is stand on a chair and leap into January at midnight. The effort is rewarded since it's supposed to be bad luck if you forgot. Make a resolution. Historians believe that the idea of a New Year's resolution is one form of another dates back more than 4,000 years. They say the Babylonians, one of the first cultures to actually celebrate the changing of the year, made promises to pay debts or return borrowed objects. If they could do it, so can you. And give more gifts. Christmas was forbidden in Soviet Russia, so New Year's became the big gift-giving occasion during that time. Presents were delivered not by Santa, but by Dede Moroz or Father Frost, often aided by his granddaughter. Reads like Snegorchika. Sorry for my Russian listeners out there. Anyone ready for another round of gift giving? Kiss a loved one. When the clock strikes midnight, revelers are supposed to kiss someone they love. It's not just about stealing a smooch either. According to the Washington Post, the tradition comes from English and German folklore, which believes that it's the first person with whom a person came in contact that dictated the year's destiny. So choose those partners wisely. Eat round foods. There are so many New Year's Eve traditions around foods. Lots of cultures say that eating round foods, reminiscent of coins or money, will lead to prosperity. In Italy, lentils serve the same function as the black-eyed peas and hoppin' john. In the Philippines, it's customary to eat 12 round fruits, one for every month, to ensure a year of abundance. The fruits usually take center stage at the table for the media noche or the midnight meal. Dressing dots. It's not just round foods that take center stage on New Year's Eve. Rounded clothing patterns are a must-have too. In the Philippines, polka dots are all the rage on December 31st, increasing the chances for good luck and fortune in the new year. Buy a new lucky charm. In Germany and Austria, there are a few different lucky symbols that you can gift to friends and family to bring them good fortune. These include pigs, a sign of wealth, lucky pennies, horseshoes, toadstools, ladybugs, clovers, and chimney sweeps. Visitors can buy little tokens of these lucky charms at a holiday market or get edible ones made out of marzipan. Bang on the walls with bread. While lots of countries have food-related traditions, Ireland's most interesting tradition doesn't involve eating. Instead, the Irish bang Christmas bread on the walls of their homes. It's supposed to chase any bad spirits out of the house to start the new year off with a clean slate. A good house tidying, presumably after bread banging, is also an Irish tradition. I would love to see how that one got started. That's pretty interesting. And here's another very interesting one. Color-coded underwear. Certain countries, especially in Latin America, believe that the color of the underwear you wear on December 31st can bring good things to you in the next 12 months. Yellow is for luck, red is for love, and white undies bring peace. Pack light. In fact, pack nothing at all. In Colombia, people take empty suitcases and run around the block as fast as they can. It's supposed to guarantee a year filled with travel. One writer for the Tampa Bay Times tried it with her Colombian husband in her Florida neighborhood. Upon seeing two silhouettes tearing down the streets at midnight with backpacks in their arms, our neighbors who were outside to watch fireworks made a beeline to the front doors. We worried they were calling the police. The writer did, however, travel to Colombia that year, so hey, maybe it worked. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would do if I saw somebody running around with a suitcase. Make a fish dish. Fish is considered another good New Year's entree, since fish only swim in one direction, forward, like the movement of time, onward. Keep the windows open, doors too. It's a common superstition that opening the doors and windows will let the old year out and the new year in unimpeded. Let's hope this old year goes out as quickly as possible so you don't let all the warm air out with it. Here's an interesting one. There's actually a link where you can buy these. Smash the Peppermint Pig. In upstate New York, they sell special peppermint pigs all throughout the holiday season. Everyone gets to take a turn hitting it with a special candy-sized hammer and eating a piece for good fortune in the coming year. The peppermint is very strong, so it's recommended to only take a small piece. At least everyone will start the year with fresh breath. And looking at the link, you can get the whole setup, the hammer, fancy bag. You're looking at about $25 $5, $25.95 on the Amazon. Try to predict what'll come next. In Germany, you can buy a season kit. Yeah, no, I murdered that one. Which will supposedly give you hints for what's to come in the year ahead. The tradition is to melt lead, now tin or wax, since lead is poisonous, on a spoon over a candle and then pour the metal into cold water. The resulting shape will reveal your fortune. Round balls represent good luck, rolling your way. For example, while swords predict risk taking. And what do you know? There's another link. You can buy a kit on Etsy for $22.95. In case you're interested in that. Smash a pomegranate. In Turkey, pomegranates are symbols of abundance. Eating them is great, sure, but those who really want a good 2025 will smash the fruit on their doorstep instead. The more pieces there are and the farther they spread, the more prosperous the year will be. For a little extra luck, a sprinkle of salt in front of the door is said to bring peace. Sing Auld Lang Syne. Auld Lang Syne is often credited to Scottish poet Robert Burns, who sent it to the Scots Musical Museum in 1788. But the writer himself admits that he didn't write the lyrics. He was just the first to transcribe an old folk song. And if you're not familiar with the song, if you ever watch It's a Wonderful Life, that's the song that they sing at the very end. And most of you are wondering, what does Auld Lang Syne mean? This is coming from Encyclopedia Britannica. Yes, they're still around. They have a website. It says the lyrics of Auld Lang Syne are in the Scots language. The title, translated literally into the standard English, is Old Long Since. The words can be interpreted since long ago or for old time's sake. So check that out. In Greece, New Year's desserts isn't just a treat. It's a game of chance. Guests eat valisopita, or a cake or sweetbread that has a coin baked into it. I'm actually going to attempt to make this later today. Whoever finds the coin will have good luck for the next year. In Scandinavian countries, they do something similar with rice pudding, served either at New Year's or Christmas. One portion will have a peeled almond in it, and whoever finds it in their bowl is assured of luck in the new year and might even win a prize. I went one extra step, as I'm wont to do. Since it's a Greek tradition, a Greek cake, ordered some Greek coins to throw in there. So we'll see who gets it. Throw water out the window. Look out below. In Puerto Rico, they believe that dumping a bucket of water out the window drives away evil spirits. If that seems a little too unfair to the people who might be passing by, Puerto Ricans also sprinkle sugar outside their houses to invite the good lucky in, which is a little sweeter, pun intended. Eat long foods. In Japan, it's traditional to eat tashikoshi soba. We'll go with it. A dish with buckwheat noodles that's served hot or cold. The long noodles symbolize longevity, and the hardy buckwheat plant represents resilience. Listen for bells. In Japan, for Omisoka Buddhist temple, bells ring out 108 times, as in the lead up to midnight. Each chime is supposed to root out a worldly passion, such as anger, suspicion, or lust. The last toll comes at midnight to start the year out on a vice-free foot. I should be able to pronounce the Japanese stuff a little bit easier since I lived there for 6 months when I was in the military, but didn't pick up a lot apparently, and that was a long time ago. Grab a potato. In Colombia, it's possible to let potatoes predict the financial outlook for the next 12 months. The custom is to put 3 potatoes under each family member's bed. 1 peeled, 1 half peeled, and 1 unpeeled. Each person has to grab one without looking and that will determine if the year is a good one for money. The unpeeled potato, a bad one, the peeled one, or half and half, the half-peeled potato. At the very least, participants will have enough to make mashed potatoes. I found this one kind of interesting. In Ecuador, the bad parts of the old year, or are turned into effigies and burned. People make sawdust-filled dummies out of politicians, pop culture figures, and other characters, and then burn them at midnight as a sort of cleansing ritual for extra good luck points. Participants tried to jump over the flames 12 times, once for every month. I could probably think of some politicians or pop culture figures that I could definitely, jump over 12 times. Let's see here. Take a dip. Since the early 1900s, it's been a tradition to start off January 1st by submerging in freezing cold water, a ritual known as a polar bear plunge. Often participants with a high tolerance for the cold use the chilly swim as an opportunity to raise money for local nonprofits. So all of that teeth chattering goes for a good cause. And we actually have that here in Nashville. And I forget what nonprofit it goes to, but it's typically a good cause. Invite the first guest of the new year. The first person through the door on New Year's Day may set the tone for the coming months. In Scotland, the Isle of Man, and some other parts of Northern English, the first footer, as it was called, was extremely important. Tradition in those parts of the world states to select a man who is tall and dark as a protection against Vikings, who would come with the simple gifts of coal, salt, shortbread, and whiskey, representing the basic needs of heat, food, and drink. Sing for candy. Kids didn't get enough candy on Halloween. In Norway, they have a tradition called Nyttårsbuck. Sure. Where little ones can go door to door and sing New Year's Eve songs in exchange for sweets. It's like caroling and trick-or-treating rolled in one. Turn lemons into pigs. Pigs feature in a lot of New Year's traditions, typically because they're a symbol of prosperity. To invite that wealth into a home, some have transformed their lemons into piglets. They can display on a table. It's usually done by using the nub at the end as a snout, adding cloves for the eyes, sticking toothpicks at the bottom for the feet, and cutting slits into the peel to make ears and a mouth. For extra luck, a penny is placed in the mouth as well. And last but not least, this is definitely a different one I've never heard. Spice up the champagne. In Russia, champagne gets an extra ingredient New Year's. Revelers write a wish down on a piece of paper, burn it, and then add the ashes to the drink. It all has to be done before the first and last stroke of midnight. So, bottoms up. Seems like there's a lot of traditions that has a time limit. Another one that I would like to add that I always heard growing up, and my dad, he still brings this up, but avoiding sweeping or cleaning on New Year's Day. And I found a separate article from the Providence Journals that has some New Year's Eve stuff on it. It says cleaning or sweeping on New Year's Day is considered bad luck, as it's thought to sweep away good fortune. The same goes for doing laundry or taking out the trash. Avoid these chores if you want to keep your luck intact. There's also the belief that chores like washing dishes and cleaning laundry wash loved ones away. So it's best to save these tasks for another day. Here's another one that's kind of new to me. This is like sweeping, the superstition that showering will wash away your good luck on New Year's Eve. Well, it's fireworks, a symbol of luck. Pork is a popular choice for New Year's Day meals, symbolizing forward progress. Pairs well with black-eyed peas, collard greens. Pigs root forward when they eat, and eating pork ensures that your year stays on track. Well, I can definitely get down with some pork. Yeah, so that's about the only ones I come across there. But anyway, so if you've lasted this long to hear me butcher foreign names, and thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you found some new superstitions and traditions to try out to have a good 2025. I know for me, I've always been a fan of New Year's because my birthday was yesterday. So I kind of view New Year's Eve, it's kind of a delayed birthday just for me, and everybody's celebrating. Definitely looking for a lot of changes come 2025. So I probably need to try as many of these as possible to make sure they're on the up and up. But thank you so much for listening. Please, the podcast continues to grow despite my best efforts. But yeah, share it with somebody, a lot of good information. I got some more podcasts to post. So yeah, if you need anything from me, just shoot me an email. If you want to share, maybe you have some New Year's traditions that I didn't read on here, I would love to hear them. Like I said, every little bit helps. Email me, james@freedomanger.com. Email me directly. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Visit our website, freedomanger.com. That's as simple as that. And Happy New Year. I hope everybody has a wonderful 2025 New Year's Day. Make sure you watch plenty of football. And as always, stay safe.